Welcome back, friends. It is I, Anders Eriksson the First. I hope you are happy to be back with me because I've missed this. I've been gone for a couple of weeks. I had some work done on my sinuses, and now I'm breathing much better. I'm very happy about that. I'm also off the meds, so now I can make myself a cocktail. In fact, I'm gonna make 2 cocktails today. We're gonna make the Enzoni, which is a modern classic. Everybody that makes it seems to say that it's their favorite cocktail. And I made it, and then I thought, well, how can I make this differently? So I'm gonna make a second cocktail that is a riff on the Enzoni. I'm just gonna call it a frozen Enzoni. A what?
Frozoni.
That's good. Frozoni. And I hope that you make this along with me. You are going to need grapes, so get your grapes and a sense of adventure. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more sips, tips, and recipes. Let's go make the Enzoni. To the bar. Dog hair everywhere. Dog hair everywhere.
Oh hey, today's video is sponsored by Original Grain. Original Grain makes watches from reclaimed materials, and they partner with brands to create one-of-a-kind pieces. Most recently, they collaborated with Jack Daniel's, the renowned Tennessee whiskey. I'm sure you've heard of them. I do love a good whiskey. I also happen to love a good watch. Together, they launched a collection of 5 watches to celebrate the rich history of Jack Daniel's. Each watch is actually made with Jack Daniel's materials, like limestone from the cave spring, charcoal, which is used in the filtration of the whiskey to mellow it out before they age it, and then, of course, reclaimed wood from the whiskey barrels, which is very prominent, noticeable. It's on the bezel, the round bit around the face of the watch, and the links all the way around. You get that nice charred wood look. Plus, one last thing, you have the old number 7 branding right on the face of the watch, which is pretty cool. If you're a JD fan, then you are really gonna love these watches. Also, right now, Original Grain is running a Father's Day sale, up to $100 off. But there's more. Everybody, calm down. If you use the link down below and use the code Anders at checkout, you get an additional 10% off, which is stackable. That discount is stackable, meaning you get the sale plus the discount. Maximum savings. Don't you love a stackable code? I do. Thank you, Original Grain. Onto the film.
All right, so here we go. Onto the cocktail, the Enzoni. This drink was created a little over 20 years ago. It's a modern classic, or a contemporary classic, however you want to call it. Some of the sources said this was created in 2001, others said 2002, some said 2003, and it was created by Vincenzo Errico, well, this is another bit that's confusing. Some sources say it was created in New York City at Milk and Honey. Others say it was created at Match, which is a bar that was in London. I tend to believe it was in London because I did find one source that quoted Errico saying, "I created this in London." So that's what I'm going with. He was working alongside Dick Bradsell. For all of you cocktail enthusiasts, Dick Bradsell of Bramble fame and the vodka espresso, i.e. espresso martini. I think that's pretty awesome. He also, Errico also worked alongside Sasha Petrasky. Both Bradsell and Petrasky are no longer with us, and I envy Errico because he got to work with both of them. Let's get to the cocktail, the Enzoni. This is a great introduction to Campari because we are gonna muddle grapes with it. And those sweet grapes tone down that bitter Campari. They actually go really well together. Oh, I missed a whole bit. That's okay. I was gonna talk about how this cocktail blew up on the internet when Leandro over at Educated Barfly did it, and Steve, the bartender, did it, and every other cocktail channel did it. And they all loved it. So that's why I'm doing it, okay? Anyway, all right, so good. We'll insert that bit of history and we'll get back to the cocktail. So I do think that this is a good drink for the home bartender because it calls for things that if you're mixing drinks at home, you probably have already. Grapes, for instance. Grapes are not something that I always had at a professional bar. I'm not making a whole lot of cocktails with grapes, whereas at home I have grapes because I eat them. Yeah, so calls for grapes, red grapes, green grapes, doesn't matter. I tried both, they're both really good. The tricky thing is it comes down to how good your grapes are. Grapes are a tricky thing. Fruit is a tricky thing. You know, good grapes are really good. Bad grapes, not good. And when I tried my Enzoni with red grapes and green grapes. It just so happens the green grapes were better. But it's not to say green grapes are a better choice for the drink. Just good grapes are the best choice for the drink. Okay, good. Now that we got that out of the way. So I am going to do this cocktail. I'm gonna make this cocktail twice. My rendition, the frozen Enzoni, the Frozoni, that is gonna entail a little bit more prep because we're gonna use frozen grapes. But first we're gonna make the standard non-frozen Enzoni so that I have a drink to sip on while I make my variation. But first, the booze. All right, to make the Enzoni, we are gonna need gin, Campari, fresh lemon juice, simple syrup, and grapes. Check out these grapes. These are massive, delicious green grapes. Like I said, I already went on a rant about grapes, so we're not gonna do that anymore. I like a good dry gin, something with a good, bold flavor. In fact, the Botanist here is a go-to gin for me in the Negroni because it does really hold up well against the strong flavor of Campari. Campari, really no substitute here. You could try using a different red, bitter, Amaro aperitif, but Campari is gonna give you the proper results. Fresh lemon juice, freshly squeezed. The simple syrup, I like using a semi-rich simple syrup. 1.5 parts sugar to 1 part water. Gives it a little bit more texture. A lot of people forget about texture in a drink. And then the grapes, green or red. With that information, I think we can go ahead and build. Okay, I was nervous about coming back. I thought maybe you'd all forget about me. My center does. Yeah. I don't know why I have a cutting board. I don't need it. Muddler for muddling. Okay, so we are gonna start by muddling grapes. I like to do it in the shorter cheater tin so that you can move it around and really get in there. The recipe calls for 5 grapes. This depends on the size of your grape. I could get away with 4 grapes, I think. However, I do like the grapiness of grapes, so I'm gonna do 5. If you're using extremely small grapes, use more. Man, I can really go on about grapes. Okay, should we muddle? Let's muddle. Oh, yep, there we go. Oh. Can maybe edit that out. Now, in the larger shaker tin, let's go ahead and add the booze. Let's start with the gin. 1 ounce of gin and 1 ounce. Uh-oh. Well, look at the is it? Sorry. Come on, Campari. 1 ounce of Campari. Now let's add 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lemon juice and 1/2 ounce of your semi-rich simple syrup. By the way, if you'd like either of these bottles, they're both in my collection on Curiata. Now, you can add ice and shake. There we go. Give this a shake for about, 15 seconds or so, and then stop shaking. All right, shake it up. We're gonna serve it on a big cube. So grab a chilled low ball and a large chunk of ice. Forgive me for not using ice tongs. They're in the drawer and I don't wanna get them. And then we can double strain to get all of that grape mush out of there. It might take a little bit if you've got a bunch of grapes clogging the works. For garnish, some people do an orange wheel, which goes well with the Campari. I don't have any oranges, so I'm gonna stick with the grape theme here. We could load it up with like 3 grapes, but since these are the size of a small apple, I'm just gonna do 1 grape. Follow to learn more garnishing techniques. Drop it right on the side. Does that look stupid? Kinda looks stupid. Ladies and gentlemen, the Enzoni. I'm gonna take a sip here because we've got another cocktail to make, and I enjoy my cocktails when they're fresh. Cheers. I mean, that is really good. That's really good. You get the gin and the Campari, more of the Campari than the gin, I'd say. It's kind of a dry, bitter finish, but you get this juicy grapiness, which I assume comes from the grapes. And it does, it comes from the grapes. Yeah, it's juicy, but it's dry at the end, but there is still a sweetness. It does have nice texture. And I like the big ice cube because right now it's at perfect dilution. I don't wanna overly dilute this with smaller cubes, although I'd happily drink it on smaller cubes too. I'm gonna set this off to the side. We can move on. We're gonna use the immersion blender. I've said in the past, I'm not huge into blended cocktails, but actually when you have a good blended cocktail, it's really yummy. We did it recently with the Saturn. Not many people watched that video. I thought that was a good one. So if you wanna check it out, go check it out. That's a great drink. This, my friends, our frozen grapes. All right, so let's talk here about the booze once again. We're gonna use the same gin, obviously the Campari, the lemon juice, the simple syrup. The thing that's different here is the grapes are frozen. So there's gonna be a little prep, a little forethought that has to happen if you're gonna make this version. Also, I'm adding one more ingredient, bubbly wine, sparkling wine. This is Prosecco. I'm sticking with an Italian theme here. You want your bubbly wine chilled. Why, you might ask, am I using frozen grapes when I'm gonna also add crushed ice? The reason is, if I use regular room temperature grapes, I'm gonna have to add more ice, which is gonna add to the dilution. If you use the frozen grapes, it requires less ice, so it's more flavor. And as it melts, the grape flavor is gonna come out even more. Let's build again. Back to the shaky tin. We are going to, let's start with frozen grapes, right? 5 frozen grapes. We're gonna keep everything else the same here. We're gonna do 1 ounce of gin, 1 ounce of Campari, 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lemon juice, 1/2 an ounce of simple syrup, or some crushed ice. I'm gonna add 1/2 a cup to 3/4 of a cup of crushed ice. Grab your immersion blender and we are going to blend away. Don't be shy. You wanna get those grapes all mashed up. And we're going to add about 3 ounces of the sparkling wine. I'm eyeballing it. Now, I'm going to really quickly blitz this up. I don't want to kill all the bubbles, so just to combine. Watch how briefly I do this. Good, that's it. That's all I need. Favorite Collins glass, and go ahead and just open pour right into the glass. Probably gonna get a little extra. Yeah, I've got a little extra in here. I'm okay with that. This is kind of like when you go to a milkshake shop. You get the tin on the side. Okay, that makes me sound super old. Could garnish it with another grape. What do you say? Ta-da! Cutting corners with the garnish here. Doesn't look all that great. Doesn't look so grape. All right, the Frozoni, AKA frozen Enzoni. Cheers. I definitely get the bubbly wine. You could cut back if you wanted. You could add more if you wanted more of that, but you don't want to mask all the other flavors too much. The grape in this one, because it's cold, it's a little bit subdued, but the bubbly wine really plays in with the grape flavor because, spoiler alert, bubbly wine is made from grapes. And you've got a little extra so you can keep topping it off. This one is nice if a hot day, sitting on the porch, and you're looking for something fun to drink. Oz, would you like to try it?
Yes, please.
I will even leave the garnish on there.
Fruity.
Fruity, yeah. You know that the first one, the true Enzoni, is a dangerous drink because it's really easy to drink. And this Frozoni, even more dangerous because you can freeze your brain. So, you know, take heed. Thank you for being back here. I hope that you try these. Let me know in the comments down below if you did. Share this video with a friend. Share this video with an enemy, and maybe you'll become friends. Thank you, Original Grain, for sponsoring today's film. Thank you, the viewer, for watching. As always, I will see you next time. Cheers. Goodbye. Oh, check this out. The world is my oyster. This is the life of abundance. Cheers, everybody. See you next time.